All right. Just making sure things operate quick. Last night there was some Streamlabs issues. Cannot confirm if they're on my end or not. A little cautious, just say that. Alright, so we are underway, seemingly operational. It's just size one brush is clearly off and on its own path today. We're going to continue finishing up on this gen today. Initially, I think truly what needs to happen next is we're going to finalize the skin tones, and we're going to start edge highlighting some of those metallics. Also, might wash me out in the process. Tactical says mic is low, music is high, volume wise. Thank you. All right, how's that, Tactical? Is that better? We'll see. Better like little better, or better like muy bueno? Gotta find my skin tone here. Good morning. How are you today? There we are. Daniel, how are you this morning? Coronis, good morning. If the music needs turned down more, let me know. Alright, Tactical says we're not overpowering ourselves anymore, and Daniel says, good man, got my new resin today. Oh, that's pretty sweet. Did you give it a test yet? Oh, Daniel with a subscription. Thank you so much, Daniel. Can't wait to test them out. What did I get for my tier 2? Where we at? Let me see here. Daniel. I don't see him yet. You have new emotes now? Oh, you do have new emotes now. Now I see them. That's on me, Daniel. Alright, what were we doing here? Good morning, Nash. Just stopped to say hello. Time to get ready for cyber learning. Good luck. Have a good day. It's a Monday, you know. Nash says, "What up, Maddie? His emotes are amazing." I like the emotes. I think they were worth the investment. Alright. I'm basically using a mid-tone between my shadows and highlights here, just to feather out the transitions a wee bit. Now I'm going to add just a touch of like some off-white to the mix. Over here to start making a highlight tone. You can see here tonal difference. We can start actually painting in some of these shiny spots. I'm gonna use my finger to blend them out a little bit. One thing about this camera setup, you're going to be able to see how rough my blends are. So we'll try to keep them at least a little bit smooth. So the next step would be to start getting a smooth transition between that highlight and what is our mid-tone. And then we can start to blend those together. So we can take this real bright shiny spot and start to like work around it with our next brighter color. And then we'll take that mid shadow tone and start to work it together with that next color. Continue to work our way out. In some way, all this sketchiness will turn fairly smooth. How did everybody's weekend go? Hopefully well. Fairly smooth now. color should his eyes be? Just taking some of this like desaturated, making a purpley gray. I tend to use this as my, a little more purple to it. This is my color. I paint the whites of the eye. I'll actually use a pure white or even an off-white. But we will let's see if we can get Daniel, probably too big a brush. What do you think? Now I think you just take your skin tone again and tidy up where you may have made a mistake. I think this actually means we need to get a darker color. So let's mix something up. Get a little bit more of our shadow color, a little bit more of that mid-tone. It's odd, but I sometimes find like a little stippling gesture. I can be lighter with my brush stroke in that way. Kind of push the eye back a bit. All right, I think we're in a good spot to start jamming with these metallics. Let me see. Just bear with me a few moments here. I'm looking for a brighter metallic. He's trimmed in some lead belcher. And I want to highlight in something else. What would be a brighter steel? do have some of this aluminum. That would definitely get the job done. Let's do that. We'll just mix them together. Add a little lead belcher to it. So here we're going to take that highlight color, mix in just a touch of the previous coat. I think that's some nice tone. Alright. And point our brush. See if we can't just pick out where we want those highlights to be. Even though we're a true metallic here, I think there's plenty of room for highlights and shadows. See about this here. Stay. See if that helps with my issues. Okay, so let's also start rolling with something to shade this with. And I had been using some Nollan oil, so we're going to continue with that as well. McSwifty13, well, thank you so much for that follow. How are you today? We're just tidying up a little bit here. Since we have a previous tone, I'll be coming through and we can clean up some of these shadows. That looks good. Over 60. Stephen coming in saying, morning Chris, how are you today? I'm doing all right. McSwifty says, good, thanks. Well, good morning everybody. Hope everyone's weekend was well. And we're just trimming this guy out. He's a gnarly looking dude. Adding a few highlights where they need to be. You know what? I think some of these areas would benefit greatly from some more shadow. Like here, for example, in these little ridges. I think they're a bit blown out. We'll see how this wash looks. It might even need just like some opaque, like put a little black in there and them to wash out. Just gonna continue around here. Swifty says, I was painting a chimera over the weekend on stream, so I'm scouting the competition. A fellow brush licker. For life. That's pretty cool. If you want to share your progress, please do. I'm happy to share what we normally paint on here. I've got my Instagram below if you're looking to scout a little harder. Feel free to creep that gram. Double clicks from way back are definitely encouraged. Chemical Fencer says, fellow brush licker. Sorry, I didn't catch the name the first time. It is 5:52 in the morning here. Over 60 says, I have a lot to do tomorrow. Meds for daughter. Go to building for work, so I cannot stay long, but wanted to share this diorama I'm working on. Oh, thank you. Let's have a look what Steven's working on. I think I did glance past this morning, maybe. Everybody should have a look at this. Yeah, Steven's been working on some guard. Trill Iron. Trillarion? Trill I-R-I-O-N. Good morning. Says, how long did you need to practice before you could paint so precise? Like, I can't even paint inside the lines if you give me a coloring book. I think it's just about realizing you need to take the time to do it. You know, for me, I struggled so much with realizing that you need to treat things as like, I'm not painting this whole surface, right? I'm just going to paint this line here to create a highlight. And then you can train your hand by touching them together to accomplish that goal. Let's deal with another Instagram post. The Ngawa says, go slower. Yeah, slow it down a little bit. Acadian diorama number 2. Those are looking good, Steven. Good brushes help too. They go a long way in terms of helping you get a little bit of control. Here we're just applying that brighter steel color, that aluminum, to those rivets. Just remembering where our light source is to help. Perhaps we'll also come in here and get a little bit back there. McSwifty, if you have an Instagram you want to post up for what you were working on for your stream, please do. Here we're just... I do like the look we got from that little bit of separation, so I'm just kind of insisting on that separation. We're going to do the same thing down here, but a little bit more controlled. Force some depth into this ring around his shoulder pad by just putting a little bit of this in the in-between from what we just highlighted. And it should add that little bit of, make it look concave almost. Tactical says learning the amount of pressure you need helps. Yeah, that does help as well. Still learning that myself. I think we'll all be learning that one for many years. All right, let's hop over to the inside of the gun. There's a bunch of details in here I want to pick out, and they're hard to see because they've just been opaquely painted with a bit of metallic. So we're going to take this wash. The Great Chancho? How do we pronounce this name? The Great Chancho 9. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. It's almost like Hancho. But, yes, this is Alpha Legion. This is my attempt at the Forge World Studio scheme. I don't know that we hit the mark, but I think I got at least somewhat close. Tedious Tao hopping in says, hello Chris, how are you? I'm doing all right. You know, we're in here talking about some different technical applications. We're trying out a new camera setup. I'm not happy with the light. I am happy with the angle, mostly. I think I'm going to get an arm, and we're going to connect it up a little bit higher so I can bring it closer to my... It'll creep into the camera a little bit, but we're going to do that. And I'm using a desk lamp down here to help out with the fill light, but I'm going to get a small ring light for around the camera, and I think that'll help out greatly as well. But yeah, we'll get that this coming week. And I'm letting this wash kind of flow into the details here so that we can start to see. Things are going to darken up quite a bit initially, but then when we bring in our highlights, it'll be all the more. Tedious says, yeah, it looks good. Everything looks good. Thanks. I've also been having to deal with some audio adjustments, so hopefully if anybody's having any concerns there, let me know. Metallics are just money, says Tactical. Tactical, how have things been? The last, I think we talked about art that you were working on. You had mentioned that you got that nice new drawing apparatus up and running. Tedious says, yeah, it's slightly more clear now. Wow, perfect. Yeah, this is the new camera. Bit of an investment to put some of the earnings back into the stream. Not that there's really any of that, but to take the support, pay it forward to the viewers, and yeah, there we are. Turn it up a little bit more. I'm gonna fix that focal range too, so it's a little bit easier to. We'll have more in focus at a given time. Now I overpainted a little bit. Like you can see this little brighter spot here and here. Those are recesses that I actually spilled this into. That happens. Just come back with the wash. Way too much wash. Control it. Dab it right in there. Right in there. It's actually melding with that highlight color. You can see I got some flecks on my thumb now. Drill Iron says, what quality do you stream at? I believe 1080. I don't know if you're seeing 1080 or not. I'd like to think we're sitting at 1080. Tactical says, still have to hook it up correctly. Got the cable I need for the monitor. Soon I'll be able to use the tablet. That's awesome. Just been lazy, not hooking up my stuff. I see 720 as the max. That's a good question. Yeah, that seems to be the case. 720. I would have to cancel the stream and bring it back up to fix that. I don't know if that's a good idea. Well, this is our first stream with the new setup. Well, we played around a little bit on Sunday, but perhaps it makes sense to reboot it. Yeah, give us a second. If you all stay tight, I'll Crazy Guy, as it's fun to clip every stupid thing he does. I'm gonna go watch a Crazy Guy. Okay, Tedious. Give me but then I'm on my phone. No, you're right. Give me just a second. I'm gonna reboot this thing, and we'll fix that.